Yo, dude, I just got a rainbow foil Mewtwo. What, dude, really? Let me see that. That's gotta be worth a lot, dude. I still remember waking up Christmas morning in 2016. My parents had literally covered the floor in Pokemon cards, and we all got booster packs to open, and that vivid moment, I slid the cards over to reveal this Gyarados EX that I still have in my collection to this day. And even though I've been absent from the collection of cards for a long time, I've always been fascinated by the collection and the cards. And now that I'm taking on my own collection seriously, I have some cards that I'm pretty happy with. This Lysander trainer that can be worth 500 smackers, this Mega Gardevoir that can be worth up to 300, this Espeon that could have been a band if it didn't have these creases. But the point of my collection is not the worth of the cards. Even if I had $5,000 easily sitting in here, I probably wouldn't sell the cards because I just like having them, and I think that idea's been kind of lost in card collection. Pokemon in general has always been something I've enjoyed, and even though I'm not kicking babies out of stores to get the new box of Pokemon cards, it's still fun to pick up a pack every once in a while and just add a few more goofy characters to my collection. Now, as much as I love Pokemon, I haven't even talked about my favorite TCG. Magic the Gathering. I realize this plays out a lot like the Odd Ones Out old video. I promise this is just how the scripting ended. I didn't mean to. Magic is so much fun in so many different ways, and it's especially present in the actual game itself rather than just the collection of cards. While yes, there is a game to play with Pokemon cards, people just don't really. And why would they when the game kind of sucks? I don't hate the Pokemon card game, and I vaguely know how to play. I have my knowledge based on the mobile version of the game as well as a Google search to make sure the mobile game is at least mostly accurate, and I gotta say, the card game is just really lacking. There's not a lot of skill or thought in the game, and while I'm sure there are strategies and certain ways to play, there just aren't a ton of mechanics to spice things up pretty much at all. Even with trainer cards and card abilities and EX and GX and Mega, the game just doesn't have anything to engage me. Magic, on the other hand, this is where I'd usually cut to some kind of edit, but there's not really any flattering light you can put Magic into video style, so I'm just gonna cut to the next bit. My Magic binder actually has less cards than my Pokemon binder by quite a bit, because all of my cards are in decks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 cards, so not 60 card decks, because anyone that doesn't play Commander cannot be trusted. Whenever I play the Pokemon TCG on my phone, it's always just stack up on energies, then murder everything in front of me, no matter what I'm playing. But with Magic, it's not only more engaging in general, but strategies have to differ based on yours and your opponent's deck. Even if you don't know the exact contents, the colors have wildly telling indications on what type of strategy your opponents have. Red utilizes smaller, faster spells. Green uses giant, heavy spells. Blue is all about making every player hate you. Light gives life, dark takes it. This is all very basic, but generally, this is what the colors are going to look like in play. Every color works together just fine too. Mixing and matching colors is one of the most important aspects of deck building. Which playstyles do you like? Which ones do you hate? What cards synergize in a way that you appreciate? For me, ever since I saw Shadow the Hedgehog in that convention, I knew I was going to fall in love with the Rakdos playstyle. The aggression and cycling of red cards mixed with the rewards for death and graveyard occupancy that dark cards offer made for a beautiful combo that I personally love. But with that said, almost any color combo works, and that includes every color. Especially when you're playing a lot of Commander, you'll be opened up to a whole ton of different color combinations and playstyles. One of my personal favorites is blue and red. That calls for a ton of instants and sorceries, and you'll always have to keep track of your mana and exactly what you're doing in order to have the upper hand. A combo my brother loves to play is black, white, and green. That combination makes for putting a bunch of big boys on the board and then keeping them alive with life gain while also taking advantage of the big damage they deal with black. These are just examples. Every single color will work, and if you get into Magic, you'll find commanders that have every single type of combination, and they all work beautifully. Also, you heard that right. Shadow the Hedgehog. Magic is some of the best collabs that don't take over the game. Anyways, Lord of the Rings, Spider-Man, Sonic, as I mentioned, and so many more. Now I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs for a FNAF collab. Do you know how hard a blue-black Springtrap deck would go? Anyways, I love these thin pieces of cardboard. I waste not enough money on them, and you should too. That's it for me. I will see you next month. That's the new schedule, at least once a month. That's what I'm going for. Smile. Bye-bye.